Hi everyone, this is Galen Martling. I'm here again with Unity Stamp Company. I'm going to use their stamps and a die. And also I have some Brucio watercolor that I'm going to show for emboss resist technique and a little bit of Copic coloring. So for the stamping I have from Unity Hip Hip Hooray, Magnolia background, and I'm using for the dies the Unity scallops and rectangles nesting dies. And so those will be stamped and then cut out with the die. And I'm using my favorite things also. The die is called Stitched Circles Shaker Window Dynamics. And so I'm using some Wow embossing ink with the original Misty to prepare the panel. I'm using watercolor paper here by Ranger to prepare it for watercolor. I heat embossed in white this background, and then set that aside and go ahead and do some stamping. So I use some black ink for both of the stamps. My favorite thing is extreme black ink, and then just stamped that and made sure that was all heat set and ready to go for coloring. I used die cuts here, the circle and the rectangle, and die cut them out with my machine. And then I just made sure that the ink was dry before I added the watercolor. And the Copic markers. So I'm going to list the marker colors here and on my blog. I just basically use lots of layers of similar colors. I started with skin tone colors and light, very light beiges. And then I added some browns and tan in the hair. I started lighter and then I added some darker shades just to give it some highlighted look and some accents. And then, I am not a professional Copic coloring person, but I love to blend different colors and make up what I think looks like something that's real. Anyway, so I go ahead and finish the hair there, and then I add some teal accents from light to dark as well. Now, the background is going to be a bright orange, orangey yellow, and I thought that the turquoise would be a good accent against the orange and bright background. I think those colors look good together. So anyway, I wanted something summery and bright since we're entering this time of year where it's starting to get warmer. And so I added a little bit of shading in turquoise around the sentiment, not much, just a little. And this is the panel that we're going to add watercolor to. So first I added a spritz of water to the panel, and then I used Brucio crystal color powder, and this one is in orange. You can see that the crystals have other colors mixed in it. You'll see some yellow and orange, maybe some red tones. And then after you sprinkle, you add some more water with a spritzer or a spray bottle. And then you go ahead and you just let that run where it wants to run there, and then use paper towel and blot off any puddles that you see along the edges. And then sometimes there's puddles within the embossing stamping. You want to go ahead and blot some of those off too, because they will just stay right in the stamped areas. You can blot them off. If you feel like you have a lot of patience, you can allow this just to set aside to dry, like till the next day or something. But I heat set it because I was doing it for filming purposes. So this is beautiful. This is the dried panel, and I am going to save all of these extra trim excess that you see there. I'm going to use some of that on a card later on. I can't throw those away. They're too pretty. So I just trimmed it with a paper trimmer to fit the card base, the A2 card base, and these are the really pretty, and they're prettier in person really, the extra paper trimmings. I'm going to save those. Now you want to use gloves or make sure your area is clean when you're finished with using these Brucios. They do stain a little bit. So now I'm just placing, I have this red foam tape. I use that for the back of this watercolor panel. That is going to fit the card front. And then I have this girl here with the same tape, and then the sentiment, and then just layer it on there. It's a messy, but it's fun to do, and it sure is pretty and very vibrant if you want to give these watercolors a try. So I really like it. And so this is pretty. I like it. I love this Angie girl that's hip hip hooray. Anyway, I hope you take a moment to like and subscribe to this channel. Thanks so much for watching. You have a great day.